going on Jerome's undisclosed location? So I love wearing the Nas Reed jersey in random places because I literally had 13 Nas Reeds from random people on the street today. It's kind of awesome. But also awesome is Kevin O'Connell getting his press conference on. The final week of Vikings OTAs, young guys in the building putting in work, and Kevin O'Connell getting after it as well. This first up is from Purple Persuasion. Per Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell via Score North, there's no specific date, game, or time ticking down as when J.J. McCarthy will take over as QB1. O'Connell also noted how important he is to the organization, how well he's performed this offseason. Quote, there's no clock in the corner of the room that is ticking down to a specific date or game or thing like that. It's about our team, but also J.J. McCarthy is very important to me and very important to our organization. And my experiences tell me for a lot of reasons that our plan for him is in place for a reason, and we feel really good about it. Now, a lot of people are predicting, well, week 6 is when he'll be, week 10 is when he'll play when he plays, right? And remember, like Mahomes sat for a year, Steve Young sat, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love sat. So lots of players have sat to start their career, and it's not a bad thing. Just really isn't, man. And I actually think that the plan is to have him sit the full season. I think that the plan is to have Sling and Sam Darnold play above the rim, have himself a comeback player of the year season, lead this offense, and be good to go. I think that's where we're currently at. Next. Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who's not Carl Gershman, who's not. Not a surprise, but Kevin O'Connell said that Sam Darnold will be the Vikings' number 1 quarterback entering training camp, but the first 2 weeks of camp will be competitive for many positions, he said, so obviously nothing is written in stone. Now, of course, you got to say that competition, competing, but Darnold having the edge to start training camp does make sense. I think barring anything jarring, I think that he will start the season as a starter. Now, the question will be, who will be the quarterback 2? Because if you do have to pull Darnold, like, do you put in Mullins, the veteran, or is it J.J. McCarthy time? I there's a lot of questions all up in there. And if you do keep Mullins as QB2, you have to have him on the 53, since emergency quarterback can be on practice squad, but not on, can be on the practice squad, but you can't have your 2 roster quarterbacks and then third. Anyways, yeah, you know what I mean. Some odds and ends. Tight end Nick Muse had a minor procedure on his knee. Got something cleaned up. Will be good to go for training camp. So I think Muse will be in the thick, THICC, of that very deep tight end room competition with Robert Tonyan and Johnny Munt, etc. Challenged veterans last week at minicamp, and one of the reasons why he structured this way, so instead of OTAs just dragging on, get the work in, get things done, and get these veterans on their way. And also, it is a nice way for them to get 4 practices in with some of the younger players. They got 1 more tomorrow, and Kevin O'Connell said that he did enjoy the 3 days of work with some of these younger guys getting reps, including today when so Mullins and Sam Darnold, who were here earlier in the week, but they took off, and now it's J.J. McCarthy and Jaron Hall getting all the snaps, which you love to see that. Also with McCarthy, there's been talk about them working on his footwork, whether it's shotgun, whether it's under center, but he said that McCarthy's footwork has noticeably improved. And also something interesting, quote, you read coverages with your feet, end quote, and talked about how it's hard to simulate a game pocket in practices like this, but he's put in some good work. Also, he talked about attacking the width of the field, plus he likes pushing guys in OTAs and training camp and learning by trial and error. And that's the whole thing, too. It's like people freak out when you read, it's like, oh, well, J.J. McCarthy had an interception against a third team in practice today. No, O'Connell is doing exactly what you want your quarterbacks to do, right? You want them to push the envelope. You want them to see if they can hit this window against this tight coverage. You want to see if they can hit that guy outside the numbers before the DB undercuts it. You want to see all of those things. Now, would you rather they try to do it for the first time in a game or in practice? And also, if you hit some of these, all of a sudden you have more confidence in yourself as a quarterback. The play caller has more confidence in you. The receiver has more confidence in you, and it's great to work on. All right, so it's really good to really push yourself and find out where your governor is and where your parameters are, and calibrate the machine. Also stress process over results, which makes sense. Also, some sad news, but Gessling Strib Kevin O'Connell missed part of Vikings OTA practice on Tuesday to attend the memorial service for Minneapolis police officer Jamal Mitchell, who'd worked security at Vikings home games. Quote, he was right outside the Delta Club when where I come out to the field, O'Connell said. So I felt somewhat of a connection, whether it was a high five or a fist bump here and there. We lost a special human being who lived his life for others. And O'Connell's father, Bill, was in the FBI most of his career. O'Connell said he also felt a connection to the law enforcement community and wanted to be there to support them. And yeah, it's just really sad, unfortunate situation. And prayers up, good vibes to the Mitchell family at this time. It's just, yeah. But interesting that Jamal had that connection with O'Connell on game days. Speaking of connections, so family connection. So as we talked about earlier, Kevin O'Connell had Bring Your Kids to Work Day, which is fantastic. Come and see for not Carl Gershman again. Something I've not seen in Minnesota or elsewhere. Vikings coaches brought their kids to OTAs today, and some helped out with practice. Here's Kevin O'Connell with a few of them, including son Caden on the right. Also, I wonder what that jersey is, the kid on the left. It's probably a Jefferson. Maybe it's a Thielen. It looks like a 1-8 or a 1-9, but I want something crazy. I want a 1-6. I want a Kelly Campbell jersey out there, man. Woo, let's go, man. But yeah, it is awesome, Steve. And like we talked about, this does speak to the culture. And as a football coach, I mean, time with your kids can be few and far between. And being able to see, having them be able to see you, doing your life work, doing your life's passion, it's amazing. It is really cool, man. But it's great. But your thoughts are thoughts. Kevin O'Connell's OTA presser. Let us know in the comment section below. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.